the door. Open the door. Open the door.
Boy, if you don't...
Fire. Either means you're updating your... Oh, man. It will take 10 minutes. Oh. It didn't take 10 minutes. That was a loose estimate. Fire. See, I'm not too familiar with Boogie2988. See, I've been on YouTube for a little bit amount of time. I've seen him here and there. I'm more so familiar with...
Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Let me smell your breath. Let me smell your breath.
I've only seen Francis. I've heard of the cool shenanigans that have happened around the name Boogie2988. Boogie2988. And it seems that there was a documentary that came out about him that is still relevant. I mean, just ask Boogie. And he's got, in the past month, ever since the documentary came out, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's made 8 videos. My guess is... Come on, the documentary gave him a bit of relevance when you have somebody like this. From what I gather, it's just a guy with severe emotional ineptitude. Who likes food. But today we are going to watch the documentary together. And I'm going to give my clearly superior take. Because everyone else is wrong and I'm right about all of these things. But first, let's watch what he has to say about his own documentary. He's the one who condoned it, right? It's over. I'm done with the drama.
It was a hard watch. This was my second time watching it, and admitting to a lot of the things in that, whether it was the way I wasted my money, or the stupid things I've done to my body or my life.
Done? Wasted? Is it different now?
But I'm glad that I used this platform that Mike gave me to talk about this stuff and get it out of the way, because I don't want to talk about it on this channel ever again. Man, I just want to be an entertainer.
Booger, if I watched the documentary, I mean, it was like a month ago, or so it was a month ago. Are things different now? You could watch the documentary back and back, but what's the point if there's no... Let's see the documentary first. But what is Boogie? What is Boogie's,
I mean, I just don't want to share the personal aspects of my life anymore, if I can help it. It certainly was not a good business plan. I don't recommend it. And the doc definitely points that out, as it should. Watching the chat on this thing was like watching a who's who of, like, nutters that have been attracted to me for years, calling me things like a pedophile and a groomer, spamming my home address, hoping that people show up to my home. It's hard to talk about because just how fucking crazy some of these people are. That's what you get when you share your private and personal life.
That's valid. Even if, you know, the more freaked out, whacked out, I guess this symbol, right? Someone like Boogie, right? The more whacked out, the more freaked out, the more that's going to be reflected within the community that gathers around that person, presumably. Now, granted, there's been many instances where it's contrary, right? You just have a normal person, and then randos come out of nowhere and demolish them. But I mean, I haven't watched the documentary, so we got to see if, in Boogie's case, it's justified. Again, dry, totally dry.
I think if you've watched my videos for a long time, maybe a lot of the stuff isn't news to you, especially for the people who are like obsessed with the negativity that surrounds me. But for your average person, a lot of this stuff is going to be like brand new stuff, and I'm curious to see what you think. A lot of people have asked about stuff that was not in the final cut of the documentary. The good news is I have plenty of clips to show you moving forward. I think I have like a stack of 20 different clips that are long enough for a YouTube video that I think you'll enjoy, covering some of the stuff that wasn't in the full doc.
I appreciate the transparency, and that is very important. But a moment ago, you were kind of just like, damn, I'm ashamed. Damn, all these people can now see this vulnerable side of me that I've consented to. And now, here's more. Oh, I'm super ashamed of it, but here's more. you know, is... If you look at all the other stuff, like that right there, okay, that's fine. But there's got to be other stuff that makes that thing seem a little bit less legitimate. That's just that's what I'm guessing.
So that's me. Warts and all. That's my life. That's my situation.
Cool, but that's not you. Let's see if the documentary is you. So now we're gonna begin that. Nearly an hour, goddamn. The Dark Sad Life of Boogie2988. Official documentary. It looks like a Netflix documentary. By Mike Klum. By Michael Klum. By Mike Klum. 4 million views. By Mike Klum.
The biggest regret I will ever have is knowing that I had a job that every person in the world would f***ing kill for. And I f***ed it up. I'm gonna be mad about that till I go to the fucking grave.
Boogie2988, he's a legend of YouTube. He's been around forever. Boogie2988.
How flattering. The Dark Sad Life of Boogie2988. Is my frame crooked? Mike Klum! Nine months? That's awesome. Great shit as a documentary creator. But from Boogie's perspective, I'm ashamed. God damn it, I just, all these mistakes. Here's my financial records, here's my personal content, here's my schedule, and also follow me for about nearly a year. What did you, even if you had all your shit together, that would make anyone look like whatever it is the documentary's trying to make you look as. Now granted, from all the stuff that I hear, it doesn't sound like it's the documentary that's making you look this way. Ugh.
There was one girl, I don't know if I should talk about this, Mike, but I'm going to. There was one girl that I dated.
Yes, what is this going to be a recurring theme? No, this is private information. I don't want to, it's going to make me embarrassed. Chapter 1. She was underage at the time I met her. Alright, whenever you say that, I'm just going to be like, alright, you consented, dude.
She liked a lot of childish things.
We're watching you in the bath. You're in the bathtub right now. I don't know if I should tell you this. Here, you want to see me bathe? Okay. Something tells me we're going to be back in the bathroom. We're going to come back soon.
Yeah, so when it comes to financial approach, I don't fucking know what I'm doing. Money comes in, money goes out. For the longest time, my ex-wife handled that shit, but then I got divorced. I don't know where my money is. I don't know what it's doing. The only thing I've ever done with it is I threw it into crypto and then lost a shitload of it.
Why are you talking about it like it was some Vegas bender you had like a few months? Like what? That's you. If you have money, hire somebody who knows how to handle money. What's your excuse? My ex-wife. I met her in an accounting firm.
Well, here's everything. If you want to see, there's $2,758 in my bank account right now. And let's see if mortgages come out yet. So tomorrow, when they take mortgage out, I'll have about $700 to live off of until the 20th when I get paid again from YouTube. So I'm just going to live off of $700. And I'll probably sell some cards along the way and use that money to make ends meet as well.
I know a lot of people like this, where they just complain about this thing that they're faced with, which yes, it's unfair in many instances. I mean, granted, not in his instance. Well, a lot of people who talk like this, right, just, they're confronted with stuff that's obnoxious, sure, but there's only so much of a degree or an extent of solace that you can receive from just complaining, from like just articulating it, which you need. Don't get me wrong, like there's all sorts of faces to a problem. I strongly believe complaining and venting is a necessary, mandatory component to that for you to be able to quantify what the problem is. But if you find yourself exclusively just doing that, that's your, like, to you that's action. That it's not solving anything. Yet, when it came to the monetary acquisition, at least initially, before everyone got to know you, you were doing fine. I mean, you weren't doing fine. I'm sorry, you've always looked like this, Boogie.
I have a credit card with them that I owe $600 on. And on top of that, I still owe $163,000 on my house. I think my net worth is zero. Once you pull the equity out of the house, get rid of the house debt, sell off all my collectibles, and pay off all my debts, I think that puts me at $0. Yeah, this is the hard part. Back to reality.
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, gravity makes it harder when you weigh too much. Another point of contention. You have even less of an excuse to be this overweight, dude. Like, you had the resources, and you still have it. You just don't really have your shit together. You had the resources, you had the influence, the means, you just didn't have the willpower or the procedure or the structure to be able to tackle these things that you've once, succumbed to. Now, let's be honest, obesity, especially especially in America, that's inherited. A lot of it is. I grew up in a fucking I'm still, every single day. See this? Leftovers, baby. It's leftovers from my leftovers, right? Now that took a whole year. Like, it took not just that, but also a mental shift, adherence. Like, I had to build my procedure. It was very difficult. Now there's that degree of, I guess, empathy on my part, right? When it comes to looking at the scenario, especially with his weight. But how old is? Nearly, like, maybe, or almost 40, maybe? That's my guess. We'll probably get to that. You've got no excuse, dude. Look how nice that house is. Look how you have a walk-in shower. You got a separate room for your toilet. You got a huge-ass bathtub where you got to play out your wildest fantasy. Hire a nutritionist. Not now, you're broke. But before, when you had the chance. Oh. No! Don't. Duct tape. It's a Band-Aid on a leaky faucet. Yeah, what? You're at now? Okay, but you always had this ability to, and now that you don't have any money, you're now wanting to choose a solution that's not even as good as what you could have done? Like disregarding skin removal being not really the best solution in this scenario. You choose to do it now versus back then. Like, regardless of whether or not it's bad. You choose it to do it when you have no money.
I have 2 meat curtains. There's a second one. I have 2 glorious meat curtains. I don't like showing it to people, and people don't like seeing it. So that's why I'm going to die alone.
But this is a documentary. We're in your bathroom with you half naked, where you're explaining. Okay. Maybe. Like, he could think it's like a diary, or he just doesn't have any self-awareness, or maybe he's... It's just, there's a lot of conflicting... You say one thing, but you're doing the thing as you say it. I mean, this is probably how it works for everything else, right? This is just one thing. It's probably reflective of how you're in this situation. All right, whatever. We're 4 minutes in. I keep pausing it. All right.
I'm known online as Boogie2988 because there's a lot of famous Steve Williamses, and I'm not one of them, right?
Different definitions of famous. You nearly have 5 million. That's influential. That's a lot of people. I mean, if how we quantify fame is a lot of people knowing you, a lot of people know you, dude. This documentary has less views than you have subscribers.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you.
My ankle on my left leg and head.
But that's just the kind of woman I married, so give her some love in the comment section.
Give as much money as I used to make, and it's not exactly enough to make ends meet.
This is where I spend 6 to 8 hours a day trying to figure out how to save my career.
I don't know. It's just something tacky. Like, there's just something so... You're showing us all the... I mean, granted, that's not... The documentary's there to, like, give you an emotion. It's not really reflective of Mike Klum's perspective. But showing us, like, he's losing money. He can't afford things. As we have multiple, static, fucking environmental shots of his house. Sorry, an environment. I'm not going to get into technical filming, but... Okay, showing us around your very nice abode. Look, I'm in my mom's basement.
I've told the audience, I've told you guys, I've told everybody, this is the center of my world, right here in this recliner with my dogs, watching television, playing video games on that television. But the other day, the audio on this TV started to go out, and whenever it would make like S sounds, it would crackle. And so I know I'm budgeting, but I immediately went to Amazon and bought a sound bar for $100. And then the next day, the TV stopped crackling. And now I have a $100 sound bar that I don't need.
Is it a self-esteem thing? It's like he's making fun of himself for everyone else's, like he's having a laugh at. He knows he's kind of screwed when it comes to this, but like, is he just given up? Has he always given up? And has giving up worked until it didn't? And is that what we're witnessing right now? Because he's always looked like this. Presumably he's always been like this. It just, there needed to be a climax. I guess that's not really how it plays. That's not really climactic, guys. Is the documentary the climax to all this stuff? Or is it merely a symptom? I don't think this will be the end of the Boogie Chronicles, right? The Boogie Chronicles. The Boogie Chronicles.
But I know I'm supposed to be budgeting right now, but because that's my TV, because that's my only source of entertainment, because it's the only thing I do, it's one of the only things that bring me peace. Like, I'm like, I have to be able to hear my fucking TV. But that's every addict, right? Like Mitch Hedberg said, I'll just do enough heroin. And then he like OD'd on heroin, right?
So he classifies it as an addiction, which yes. I mean, he's not talking about food addiction, he's talking about, which, yes, you could technically consider that, especially a lifestyle, to be an addiction. But it's kind of expected. I guess Boogie would probably use it in the cop-out way. In a way that would seem to seemingly absolve him of his own actions. We'll look out for that. We'll keep an eye out for that.
So I guess every addict tries to manage the addiction, but I don't know, man.
Immediately. Every addict tries to manage. I'm an addict. This is the best that I can do. Immediately, like I paused it, and then a second. Okay, all right. You do know. we all know.
Dude, I spent a lot of money on stuff. But you know where a lot of the money went? And like it felt really compulsive at the time.
I am a former sex worker escort, and Boogie2988 was one of my clients.
Okay. two problems. I mean, okay, does it really need to be said? It's not the sex work. You spent nearly a quarter of... You're just, like compulsion is yeah, that's exactly right, because I know there's nothing wrong with sex work. There's nothing wrong with seeking it out. There's nothing wrong with providing it. But, like, would you rather go to this, like, if you're hungry, right, and you're not so necessarily picky, I can't even say picky, right? Everything's gouged in America, right? So that same amount you'd spend in America, you could probably spend a fraction somewhere else. But I imagine, like, the most you'd spend is just on the plane ticket. But I'm guessing because, you know, it's kind of hard to fucking to the airport, and then in the seat. I don't know if the seat, you probably, you know, allocate more budget to a larger seat, but that's a waste of. Does that really need to be said? Why are we stopping on this point? Is it just because it's so primal? Because it's so archaic? It's not really the sex work, it's the amount.
From LA, and I get a message on this website, you can probably guess which one, from this guy who looked a lot like Boogie.
Come on, mercy, my clum, mercy. What? Like, this was supposed to be an execution, not a mutilation. If you want any dirt on it, like, just ask someone they've been intimate with. I mean, we're 6 minutes in, and Mike Cum was going for the kill shot.
I took women on vacations, and I took them out to fancy dinners, and I took them to, like, Disneyland and shit.
Oh, but I'm not trying to hurt your, it's just fun. It's just funny. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings.
He bought me dinner, he got me a purse that we were talking about over messages, and he got me a couple gift cards, and he spent well over $5,000 on just that night.
You know the rules. The rules are we're gonna go out and eat. We're gonna have dinner. Maybe we're gonna fuck.
The rules. Go out to dinner. Gonna eat. Maybe fuck. We're gonna fuck. You kind of make it hard to feel bad. Okay. Mike Cum's doing that for. It's not Mike. He's just showing us, but he's dramatizing it, so it makes it seem like it's even more bad. It's a bit. I want to say glorifying. Sensationalizing. Yes. Enjoy a nice. Words.
So he was really funny, and definitely tell he was nervous. He did eat a lot of food. I'm pretty sure he got 2 entrees, which was very unique.
Oh, he ate a lot. It's pretty out of the box. Is it? This is America. 1/3 of the population eats too much. And it's probably gonna be like more than that within like a few years. Corruption. You can't really be surprised.
It's not a revelation. I like beautiful women. I like to hang out with beautiful women. Fuck beautiful women. We all do. I never got to do that.
Stop saying it like that. I get it. We all like to go around and we all like to fuck. We all like to fuck beautiful women. I don't know. I just like to get my rocks off. All right. Right? Did Mike Cum ask you a controversial? Was he just like, Boogie? Have you ever seen Boogie Nights?
The women I dated were pretty, sure. But they were like Arkansas 8s, not LA 10s. With sugaring, I got to fuck some LA 10s, and I think that's cool.
Okay. It's like locker room dude talk. Playing into that superficial criteria. I don't know. It's just I can't say anything. Everyone has their own preference. Everyone has their own what they consider to be attractive. It's just with Boogie when he says those things, you kind of just want to, like, dude, come on. It's lack of self-worth. It's not. Come on, like, Boogie's really not too different from, what is it? Your average person, really? It's like, it's just we can see it. It's projected to us through the power of the internet. So of course, like all of his mistakes, no, these aren't his blemishes, his failings, it's gonna be like exemplified tenfold, of course. It is very entertaining though. Like this is excellent.